Hi there, good morning. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. Welcome to me continuing to work on my first traveler's notebook. So, in case this is your first episode, there is 2 other episodes that I've done, I think. Oh, I guess I should know, shouldn't I? I'm following along with Wishes and Weeds, Nancy. Over on her channel, she's been doing a series on how to make a traveler's notebook with lots of ephemera in it. Let's see, what have I done? Oh, so today is day 4. Today is day 4. All right. So, day 4 for me. I'm 1 day behind Nancy because I watch her video, and then I do mine. So, one thing I want to do on yesterday's, before I go any further, is on her page where she had the black and white photo. It was torn and she fixed it. So, where should we tear? I got to do a little tear here. There, and then I've got to fix it. Just so that I can, keep up to date with things. I just want to get in there and maybe age that a little bit. Make it look a little bit raggedy. And then wipe that off. This is a little bit glossy, so sometimes you can wipe things off. Like you can wipe Distress ink off if you're real quick. So if you put too much on and you don't like it. Now in this funny little case, I save real, this is the stuff I love. The real cellophane tape that's gone yellow. If I find it on something, I peel it off and save it. But I also make faux cellophane tape. And I think it looks quite good. So I'm going to, for this situation, I'm going to use some faux cellophane tape. So what I do when I make faux cellophane tape is I use wax paper. It's just after playing around with all different kinds of papers, I have found I like how it looks with wax paper. I'm just looking to see if I have any pre-cut so that I don't have to cut into, but I don't think I have any that are pre-cut. So we'll get going on to it. So, and when you tear your wax paper, it already has that nice little bumpy edge, the way when you tear off Scotch tape. So I'm just going to make myself a little piece of tape. A little piece of Scotch tape. I'll save this, you never know. And so what I'm going to do is, because I cut it, that edge is fresh, I just want to get that little edge there. There we go. And then I find, for my fake cellophane tape, that gluing it down with, hold on here, with our glitter glue works best for me. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to swirl some on here, and then I'm going to smooth it out with a Q-tip. So that it'll dry clear. There we go. And then I'm going to just tape it on there like that. And when it dries, it looks quite good. Oh, what are you doing? And and then I'll run it over the back. And that looks quite good. And it dries better. Once you can still see some of the art glitter glue. But once it completely dries, I'm happy with how it looks. There we go. So we will leave those be. So today we are going to work on, let me get that out of the way. We're going to work on pages 15, 16, and 41, 42. And I'm finally hoping that I found a smooth way to do this, because I always get myself into a tizzy by the time I'm at 25 minutes. So I took notes. I watched her video and I took notes. So, and then I look over my room and go, all right, how can I do this with what I've got? And so today's pages she created from an old envelope. So something I did to make it easier for myself for the next few pages is I made myself a template. I don't know what I was thinking not having a template. I just work better when I've got a template so that I get a better visual idea of how big to make things. Well, I don't have a big envelope that's a lighter color. I have lots of those orange colored envelopes, but I don't have any that's just a nice light color, and I didn't want an orange one. But I've got two tea-dyed envelopes that are a good height. They're a little bit taller, and I may trim them off, but I'm going to wait and see. But of course, it would be too wide for me to just join them. So I'm going to trim, and then I'm going to stick them together with washi tape. So I'm going to pause while I do that, because you've all seen pages stuck together with washi tape before. So there's no need to watch me do that, because I feel like we're going to have some labor-intensive things left to do in the rest of this. So, you know what? I'll hang on to that. You never know. And let's do this one. So here we go. I'm going to pause, and then I will give you a little talk about what I've done with these things. So hold on. Okay, so what I did was I took off the bottoms of both of these envelopes. So I've got a couple of these, and then I just married them up, and I just used washi tape on both sides to join them together. Oh, and hopefully I don't need to get into these, because I glued them shut. Now, they're a little too long, so I am going to have to trim some off. Let's see how much I need to trim. I need to trim that much off. See what I mean? For me, the way my brain works, I do better making sure I've got a template that I can just grab and use for measuring. Now I'm going to play a little bit with this. I didn't make that very dark. There we go. Now I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that my little blade will go through all that washi tape. Yes. Okay. So I glued that shut. That shouldn't be a problem. But I still want it to look good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off and take that off. And then I'm just going to round it. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll work. And round it. Just so it'll still look kind of cool. And then I'm going to sort of blend my ink into where it has just been tea dyed, so that it looks, see how now it still mostly looks like the original envelope it was. So it still has the spirit of what it once was. And then this will just be my version. My version of that. There we go. All right. And now I don't believe she uses the envelopes. I don't believe she uses those flaps. So I'm going to close them shut. I'm going to use 3-in-1. Just so it's already so bulky. And I know that 3-in-1 at least, there's less chance of it wanting to try and buckle. Because it'll just, it evaporates dry rather than the water soaking in. Oh, I think I just glued my desk. I did. There we go. So I'm showing you this part just so that you can see what I do when I have fun trying to make something look old that really isn't old. Like this is tea-dyed. It's not even that it's an old envelope. It's secondhand envelope. I found it at a thrift store. I've got to remember to lay this on its side. There we go. You go down. And then let's do this one. Go. Oh, do I want this on its side? Let's try. All right, so let's just flatten that down. I looked through all my stuff. I thought for sure I had some larger light colored envelopes, but I had no luck finding any. So, you know what? Use my imagination and sort of, it's still in the spirit of using an envelope. So now hers has stamp, canceled stamp, and then an address. So let's see. I like this nice big pink one. No, I'd have to soak that off. Canada didn't really have bigger stamps till later. We always just went by little stamps. The other ones. I love this red one. 4-cent stamp. Let's do a 4-cent stamp. I love that one. All right. Oh, I don't believe you. Hold on. How am I for time? Oh, I'm only at 13 minutes. See, I went and set that. And then I worked off camera and it was still timing. So let's just put this here. As if it's been. And again, I'm just trying to have fun. So I'm going to use my little fake postage stamp cancel. And let's see. So let's just go there. There, that looks nice. I like that. And marker. Okay, so I freeze framed and I tried my best to make out the address that was on Nancy's envelope, and it was going to Miss Helen something with an S. So I'm just going to say Sullivan. So let's say that it's going to and it was, what was it, 150 something Belleville. Oh no, it just went to Belleville, Ontario. Okay, that's that. And then there was a return address on the back. So we'll just do and it was Toronto 6. And then there was 2 lines underneath. So there we go. There's our addressed envelope with the stamp. I'm going to pause and see what I need to do next, so hold on. Okay, so the next thing she does is she's going to make a pocket here. One of those up and underneath pockets right here. And she used a pretty piece of, I don't know whether it was wrapping paper or wallpaper. It was very pretty floral. So I have some old wrapping paper here. So what I did was, because wrapping paper is so thin, I backed it onto a file folder. So that is going to go there. And then she puts a little piece of lace across here. Now, I think I thought I chose some good lace, but I didn't. I was thinking I was going to use one of these, but it's too wide. So I've got to go find some thinner lace. So hold on. Okay. I'm sure I measured wrong because her pocket looks much deeper than mine does. I'm looking at the picture of it over to the side here. But she said 3.5 inches. I must have measured wrong. I did 3 inches. There you go. So mine will be a little bit smaller. I'm not making a new one. You do what you can with what you got. So that makes that. Now I understand why my lace doesn't. Mind you, I do want wider, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. So let's get. I'm going to give myself. I want the bump down to be more central, so I'm just going to cut a little extra for now, so I have some to trim. There we go. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have mine go over the edge. And I'm not sure, see, I can't remember whether Nancy's does this or not. Because underneath is a tuck, like it'll go like that. But I want to leave this top part as a tuck as well. So I'm going to glue this down first. And it gets sewn, so I'm hoping this works. I don't know. So I'm just doing a little bit of art glitter glue. And then this, it's always tricky to tell. Ah, there we go. All right. Which is the correct side to the lace? So I want my lace about there. So I'm going to use the glitter glue again. And I'm just going to do a light little, I just want to hold it in place. Uh-oh, now I'm thinking I should have sewn that. Well, you know what we're going to do? Ho, 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 ho. I'm going to use this. Just to hold that, because I don't think we sew across the bottom. So I'm going to be on the safe side. I can't remember now. And so much of my time gets lost in stopping and starting the video. So this will be inspiration. All right, now I want that little bump sort of centered, but just a little over the edge. There. And that can go there. And I took that up too high, but that's all right because it's going to get sewn on. So that's all right. Now, what did she do next? See, I've got notes. So she sewed, oh, she did. She sewed that way. Okay, hold on because I'm going to go sew. Okay, so I sewed around the edges here. So this is now a tuck in that direction, and it's actually now a tuck in this direction. Again, I'm going to have to rewatch the video because I'm sure Nancy already did that. Anyhow, I'm going, now I have to make a little cloth tab up here. And I've got this fabric, but I just want the green. And I actually just want that green. And the heart wants what it wants. So you just go in and get what you want. Right? I'm using my pinking shears because I haven't used them yet. So let's just do that. Oh. There we go. This was just out of my little bag, my little tiny bag of scraps. I have more fabric than this, but I always have a tiny bag of tiny scraps. So I'm just going to fray these edges. Now I'm going to just, I can see, because this is upholstery fabric, it actually frays really easily, and I want it to stop. I don't want it to continue fraying after I've sewn it into my traveler's notebook. So I'm just going to sort of press some glue in, and that will just hold those hopefully in place for the most part. They're going to get sewn in. There we go. I want that green side. So it's going to go like this, but I don't want to push it together yet because I don't want it to glue together. So it's going to go up here like that. Oh, I like that. All right. A little of this, and of course I forgot to put it on its side again, so dun 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 dun. Let's see, how wide is that? Let's just do it. And then this gets sewn as well. Now, which side did I want? Although that side's got a little bit of purple on it too. And there's purple here. Oh, all right, decision made. Decision done. So I need to leave it down a little bit so that I can, so I have something to sew. All right, and we'll do this side. Come on. Of course, now that I see I've put that glue down, that would have held my fabric, so duh. Oh well, better safe than sorry, right? Ooh, I like it. My rock is in the way. All right, I'm going to put this on its side. And now I have to go sew this. I'll be right back. Okay, so, and as ever, what am I at? 24 minutes, and I don't have the first page done. She uses a little safety pin, and she puts a little pearl on it and a little bit of lace, and she just pins it up here. So I'm going to do that. And then she stencils on the other side. There we go. that looks cute. Cute. She does a little stenciling in here. Now I've got washi tape in the way. There was no way to avoid that. And I don't have very many stencils. I have 2 pretty stencils to my name. That's it. So I'll do a little bit. You've seen stenciling, so I'm going to save myself some camera time and I'm going to stencil. So hold on. Okay, this next one, I'm going to have to work quick, but I don't think it's going to be that difficult because it's a little tuck spot down here. So I did a little bit of stenciling here. And now she does sort of she wraps around an old recipe here, which I thought looked so cool. But I didn't have it. I had lots and lots of handwritten recipes, but none on any cool colored paper. They were all on white paper. This was the closest I had to one being on cool colored paper because the paper is just so dark and mucky. Is that the best? Like, it's for Magic Blossom Cake, and I bet that's Magic Blossom Cake batter right there. How awesome is that paper? Anyhow, I'm going, oh, and what's this? Oh, no, Dainties. You know what? I don't know what. That's a whole different recipe. Anyhow, you know what I think I want to do? I think I want to actually muck up an old tea-dyed doily and wrap it around. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to wrinkle it. Hopefully it won't crackle up too much, but I want it a little bit wrinkled and I want it a little old looking. So I'm going to be very light to try and catch those bumps that are sticking up from the wrinkles I created. So you just got to be you just skim over those wrinkles and they'll just catch those little mountain peaks. Do you know what I mean? And it just gives a nice look to it. This has been tea-dyed. Tea-dyeing doilies is not always the easiest thing because if it's not a very expensive doily, you'll lose all the embossing, which is what happened with this one. But I'm okay with that. Sometimes the embossing will stick around, but sometimes if you've soaked it in the tea too long, instead of just maybe spritzing it with a bottle of tea, I still want this. I just really, really want to see those edges because it's almost the same color as our page. I can see today's is going to need to be part A and part B again. I wish I had longer than 30 minutes. So I'm going to have to do 2. I'm not going to rush myself. I'm really enjoying this. And I think it's kind of fun to see what you can do with what you've got that isn't old, but you can make it look old. A little distress ink, a little funny techniques, and so if she taped it a little cockeyed and just went around. I wonder if I fold it and then make it look like it was torn and go around. And hers sticks out a bit too. So, yeah, you know what? And then she puts her pocket down. Yeah, this is what I want. This is what I'm doing. So again, though, I'm going to give that a bit of ink. All right, let's glue one side and then we'll glue the other side. How am I for time? I'm at 29. Okay, let's glue this down and then I'll start part B. I really want that to stay down. Mind you, it's just going to have a pocket over top of it, but what the heck? And I want it a little crooked, because hers is a little crooked. Oh, I love it. I hope I'm in frame. I am. All right, let's glue it. Let's play with this side a little bit. I'm really liking it. And I have to glue this side down. And of course, it's already stuck a little bit. There we go. Okay. Oh! Did you see what I just did? Oh, I hope I haven't ruined this. All right, I'm going to pause here and I'm going to fix what I've just done. And I haven't even had a martini yet today because it's first thing in the morning. I'll see you in part B. Hold on.